All right, so the season is fast approaching. My season begins this coming Wednesday and I am stoked, so excited for it. But before we can get into those hunts, we're gonna go over the gears and equipment that I'll be bringing with me out on my hunts. So stick with me. This video, we are covering gears and equipment. The vest that I got here is a new one for this season. This is the Midway USA. I believe this is the full strut, and this comes in the Realtree Edge camo pattern here. I was in the market of picking up a new vest to try out, and there's a lot of good ones out there, but I wasn't going to drop $100+ on a vest that I was only going to use maybe a week to 2 weeks. So I wanted something to kind of test out and trial out, and I came across this vest at $58. It's got a lot of good reviews. It seems to be made fairly well. I'm gonna put it to the test in the next couple of days just to see how well this vest is going to hold up. But I'm excited to get out in the woods and run around with this vest. But yeah, this is the vest that I'm going with for this turkey season. I like to carry a pair of binos with me, simply because I want to be able to have the ability to identify turkey or anything, out in the woods, especially at those long distances. Plus, if I'm out there hunting, I might as well do some scouting as well too. So I prefer to scout with my eyes than with my feet. I also carry my rangefinder, simply because I carry decoy with me, so I like to know how far I'm putting that decoy out. Gotta have a pocket knife with you. Nothing special. It's a cheapo Kershaw blade here, but definitely gotta have a knife with me. So I'm definitely using my cell phone, not only for emergency purposes, but I'm also using the onX Map app. And basically what that app does is it's a mapping app, and it allows me to see where I'm at, allows me to see property line, even dropping markers, so things like that to help me with my hunt. So I'm not leaving the house without my cell phone, and when I'm out there in the woods, I'm still using it, and I'm using this app. Let's go ahead and cover the different types of calls. The first set of calls that I have on me are my mouth calls, and this is a Woodhaven, a Zinc calls, and a Primos call. The whole purpose of these mouth calls is to go hands-free. When you got that tom that's coming in hot and you're set up and ready to go, the last thing you want to do is create more movement for that tom to pick you out. So I like to use these mouth call when I'm set up and I'm calling that tom in. A good old box call is something that I have in my vest too. Nothing special. It's loud, it's simple to use, and I actually harvested my very first tom with this exact call, and I'll put the link to that video right here if you're interested on that hunt. But a good old fashioned box call is definitely something that I like to have in my vest. Last but not least, your pot calls or your slate calls, along with a few strikers. Now this is probably my go-to, simply because it's small, it's efficient. I could achieve different types of calls with this. So this is probably my go-to when I'm out there running and gunning. So what I'm using for the locator call is a crow call, and they obviously have the owl call. Some folks like to use the geese call, others imitate a coyote call, but the whole purpose of the call is to obviously get the location of where that bird is at, especially in the early mornings or during midday when those birds have gone quiet. Pull this baby out, give it a few shots, and hopefully if that bird is within distance to hear it, would trigger that bird to respond back, and by doing so you can pinpoint the direction where that tom is at. So I like to keep a crow call with me when I'm heading out in the woods. I like to carry this camo cloth here. I like to have this to cover the legs of my tripod to camouflage it so it blends in with the environment. And sometimes I use this to cover up, you know, myself as well too. Talked about decoys. I like to carry a Jake decoy. This is actually the Flex Tone Thunder Jake. It's made out of you know, hard plastic. It's not those foldable ones, but it's okay. It looks nice, and it's got this stake that you can retract out and stow away when you're not using it too. So the purpose of these decoys is to get the attention of the bird off of you and onto the decoy so you can get a shot off. So I'm definitely carrying this guy with me out in the woods. Let's talk about camouflage. You know, this is actually what I'll be using. This is my early season bow hunting camo that's made by Scentlock. You know, I also carry camo gloves, face mask, even a ball cap, because the last thing you want to do is get yourself picked off when that time's coming in. Okay, so then the boots that I'll be using is the old and faithful lacrosse arrowhead boot. And I've had this boot for the past several years, and it's definitely a very, very comfortable, great boot to have. This boot is going to keep me comfortable, it's going to keep me dry, especially on those long days, you know, trekking out there in the woods. I also carry a roll of TP because when nature calls, I mean, you want to be comfortable out there and stay clean. So always carry a roll of TP. I also carry my registration in this little Ziploc bag. You know, you just never know. You might run into a warden out there that might want to see some information. So I like to just have this handy just in case. So obviously right now I don't have to worry about mosquitoes, ticks, and other bugs and things like that. But as the weeks goes by and the weather improves, having good mosquito and tick repellent is a must, because these mosquitoes and bugs will run you out of the woods if you're not prepared. So the ammo that I'm using is the Winchester Long Bear XR. This is the 12 gauge number 5 shot, 3.5 magnums. My go-to ammunition for this spring. This is my Mossberg 535 pump with a True Glow red dot, and I got this with a rubberized sling to help me carry this gun, especially on those long days. And then I have a Carlson Winchester choke. New gun for me this year, so I'm very, very excited to test this baby out and hopefully bag a tom or two this coming spring. All right guys, so that basically is everything that I carry with me. You know, other things that I didn't even show you guys, which I'll probably save for another video, is all of the camo gear that I carry with me too. So I also carry, you know, different bodies, lenses, tripod, batteries, mics, things of that nature to kind of help put the story together as well. But this is basically it. This is all of the actual gear that I'm planning on bringing with me this coming Wednesday. My season is going to run for about a week, and then I'm taking a little break, and then I'm getting back out in the woods for another week in early May. But hopefully everything goes well and I'll be able to harvest a tom. But if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys out in the woods.